Hello YouTube fam, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tina and I make videos on lifestyle, home, and DIY projects every single week. As you can tell by the title of the video, we are working on the basement. If you've been following along, you know that I've been slowly but surely chipping away at the lower level of our home. We've done the bathroom as well as the laundry room and a cute little reading nook, and today we are working on creating a bar. The main area of the basement is really large and open, so I'm envisioning different zones. And one of those areas is going to be a bar, so when we have guests over, they can just pour themselves a drink, grab a snack, and get cozy and comfortable. We are big movie and game night people, so the basement is going to be the ultimate place to just host people, and the bar is just going to be a really nice conversation starter. So I hope you're ready for this transformation, and before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe down below if you haven't already. Now, let me take you guys down to the basement. Alright you guys, so here we are in the basement, and this is where we are putting the bar. Here are the stairs, and right when you turn right, there is this wall right here, and this is where we're gonna do the built-in bar situation. Originally, I actually was going to put it in this little area because it's a nice nook, but we're actually going to be doing something that'll cover this wall. So that is out of the question, and this seemed to make the most sense because it is a smaller wall. But as you can see, it is kind of a huge mess right now. I had a system going, and now that clearly has just not worked out at all. We are gonna build a workshop down here, so I'm going to relocate all of this stuff somewhere else. Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't realize this before, but this wall is definitely a different color than this wall. And also that wall, they're all painted different colors. And believe it or not, I actually did clean this a little bit before I showed you guys. I am just the messiest DIYer ever, and my biggest downfall is that I don't make time to clean up after I finish a project. So if you look behind me, it is a little bit crazy, but let's just focus on this area for now. I'm going to clean it out, organize it a little bit, and then give ourselves plenty of room to work on the bar. So I'm putting all the supplies into a corner of the basement that will soon become a little workshop area, which is definitely long overdue. I cannot wait to have a functioning area for all of this stuff because currently this is not working. This is going to set the tone for the rest of the basement, and after we're done with this wall, it's just going to have so much storage for entertaining and look so beautiful, and I'm just very excited for this. Ew, there's like a big giant red spider that's right there. Right there.
It's as big as this clip.
I'm pretty sure no one wants to see that. R.I.P. I was super excited to get started on this, and of course, when we got to Lowe's, we did run into an issue.
Should we ate on the floor, but I didn't find any of those same ones back there.
Okay, so we were able to get one of the cabinets, but the other one was damaged. So now we have to go to another one and grab another one of those. I gladly would have taken the broken one if they gave us a discount, but they didn't offer that to us, so maybe next time.
Every time!
Okay.
You see the resemblance?
So we had to drive to a different store to pick up two of the cabinets for a bar, and then we were finally able to get this project started. So here are the cabinets. I wanted something with just doors and also pretty shallow. So these are actually wall cabinets, but we're gonna use them as base cabinets. And as you can see, there are also shelves inside. So that is super nice for the storage that we need for this. My plan is just to keep these wood. I really wish that I didn't get one with a knot over here, but can't do anything about it now. I'm just gonna sand this down. Right now, I really love this natural wood color. I believe it's an oak finish. So I may or may not stain these depending on how they look after we sand them. So I'm just gonna get off all the doors and then start sanding everything. These stock cabinets feel pretty smooth to the touch, but trust me, you definitely want to sand them down and work your way up to 220 grit to make sure that you get a nice finish for either staining or painting them. I started with 100 grit sandpaper, and then I worked my way up to 220 and sanded both the doors as well as the cabinet bases. So here I'm just using some water-based polyurethane, and I'm going to give them 2 coats. I just love the tones of these cabinets, so I'm just going to seal them. But in the future, if I want to, I can always stain it or paint them to give a different color to really change things up. box. This whole time I could have just lifted this up. Oh my god. Ta-da! Oh wow, this is nice. Oh my god, we have a mini fridge. How cute. Okay, you guys, look at this wall. There definitely was a TV or something here because the wall is just messed up. To fix it up, I'm using my paint scraper to get off any rough texture, and then we're gonna go in and sand it and then spackle all those holes. I'm gonna try to smooth this out as much as possible, but it looks like they used cement or concrete or something to patch up some of these holes, which is really questionable, but I'm just gonna work with this and try to fix it as best as I can. Putting a shelf here is actually going to be the perfect way to kind of hide all of this because I'm just gonna put a bunch of decor and functional items to really cover this up. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick break and make some lunch, and today's video is actually sponsored by EveryPlate. You guys know that I love EveryPlate, and my box just got in. I was so excited to pick out the meals for this week because I saw that there was actually a Vietnamese inspired dish on there. So today I'm making a beef banh mi bowl, which looks so good. It looks like there are only 5 easy steps on here, which is great because all the meals come together in 30 minutes. Lately with all the projects, especially with building this bar, I just have not been cooking a lot, so I'm glad that I get to take some personal time to myself, make a delicious meal, and it does not take a lot of time. And what's great is that they give you exactly what you need so that you're not wasting ingredients. And since it's only me and Brian eating, it's great that we don't have to buy a whole bottle of something or a giant amount of food when we really can't eat it all. So everything is so well thought out and the recipes are easy to follow. Even Brian's made me a few of the EveryPlate meals and they're really good. So if he can do it, anyone can. And it's just been so much fun for us to try out new recipes that we otherwise probably would not try because we usually are not that adventurous. Each week you can choose from new recipes and they start at actually $4.99 per serving. It truly is the best value meal kit, and if you want to try out EveryPlate, you can actually click on my link down below and you will get your first box for only $1.49 per meal. Plus you'll get an additional 20% off of your next 2 boxes. So if you want to give EveryPlate a try, make sure to click on my link below. Okay guys, let's try this. I already tried the sauce and it was really good, so let's see. Wow, that is really flavorful. And then these cucumbers. Would definitely recommend this, guys. Okay, let's get back to the video. We're matching again. Why are you wearing red gloves?
So they can tell us apart.
I feel like a minion. The more of this blue color that we put on the walls, the better it just feels down here, and I'm really glad that you guys are loving the navy blue. In case you missed the last video, this color is called Starless Night by BAR. It's just the perfect deep navy blue color, and a bunch of you actually said that you've used this paint in your home, which makes me so happy to know that this is definitely a crowd favorite. But let me know what you guys think down below. I actually had a really hard time trying to decide what I wanted this wall to be. I was debating on making this into an accent wall and maybe doing a different color or a wallpaper or something. And if I went with that option, then I would have painted the cabinets blue. But in the end, I just decided to make this area stand out with the wood tones of the cabinets and the shelf, plus the marble finish of the countertop. This is just gonna have a lot of texture, and I think it's the perfect balance for this space. It is a new day of the makeover and the paint is just looking so good. It honestly feels way cozier in here, especially when I walk downstairs. It doesn't feel as cold, and that is all due to the paint. So I'm so happy that it's done. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to paint these pillars or not. If we paint them the same color, it will hide it. But right now it's kind of making a statement. We'll see after we put everything in. And right now I'm just feeling really good about this. Whenever I'm designing something on the computer, it's just so much different once you get it all into real life. And everything is going according to plan so far. So now I'm going to put in the cabinets. So I built a base frame for them. It's basically a platform just to bring it up a little bit, and that way all the cabinets will actually match with the mini fridge. So I'm going to install that, and then we are also going to work on the floating shelves today. Alright, so we need to lift the cabinets up, so I'm basically going to build a frame with some 2x4s. This will add 3.5 inches to the cabinets, which is actually going to bring it to the same height as the mini fridge, which is perfect, so then the counter will sit nice and straight.
Okay, let's do this. Let's see.
Yeah, it's gonna be over it though.
Wait.
It's gonna be like this.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be like three inches out.
The vision. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Wow. Now they're the same height.
Ooh. Oh, this is gonna look so good, babe.
Oh yeah. As you can see, this is a really basic build that anyone can do, and this is just gonna go right against the wall. We're going to place the cabinets on top, leaving a little bit of space in between so that we can add a toe kick on the bottom. I don't know why, but it took us so long to take the molding off, but once we did, we're just gonna drill the base right into the wall and then also add any shims if needed, and then we're just gonna screw the cabinets in place. For our floating shelf, I'm basically following a tutorial from Rachel Metz. Her channel is amazing if you haven't already checked it out, but I will link this tutorial down below. You can totally customize this however you want. I want my shelves to be a little bit on the thinner side, so I'm using 1x2s to put this all together. And just like the frame that we built for the cabinets, I'm building a ladder frame, and then we're gonna add some plywood on top of it to build out the shelf. And as I was working on this project, my wrist actually started hurting, so I asked Brian for some help, and right now I'm just trying to give it as much rest as I possibly can. I even started wearing a wrist wrap so I can continue doing projects. I think with all the projects I've been doing around the house and also painting and just doing a lot of repetitive steps with my hands, it's just taken a toll on me, so I'm trying to take it easy. On the wall, I'm just marking where the studs are, and this is where we're going to attach it to the wall so that it is super sturdy. I'm strategically placing this right underneath the outlet so that we can cover it. It's kind of an eyesore and an awkward spot to have one, but I'm just working with it. All the shorter pieces sticking out are the support pieces, and then I'm just gonna add another long piece right on top of that. And to complete the shelf, you want to wrap the top, the bottom, as well as the sides. So I got some really thin plywood, and I'm just going to brad nail it to the frame. I was trying to look for some floating shelves that I could actually buy, but those are really expensive, especially if you want something super long like this one. So this DIY is definitely the way to go to save a little bit of money. Oh my god, we built a floating shelf and it looks so good. My original plan was to build 2 of these and then have lights across, but we do not have enough room for that. So instead, I'm going to do 1 shelf and then do 2 lights above here. I think that just looks a lot better, especially since the ceilings are quite short in here. I did not account for that. And since I used this piece of wood I already had for the edge over here, it actually does not exactly match the cabinets. I think it still looks pretty good even though they don't match exactly. I'm not too picky if things don't match perfectly. So let me know your thoughts on that. But for now, I'm going to finish up this area. So we have to build a little end piece over here to enclose the fridge. That way the countertop can sit on this end as well. And then I'm gonna have to cut down the countertop and we'll basically be done. Even though I had to pivot my plan a little bit, this end piece actually worked out great and just looks so seamless. It's times like these where I really wish that I had a table saw just so that I could make straight, perfect, long cuts, but this is going to work really well and I think it just looks perfect. To enclose the fridge, I'm using some plywood and then I just cut that to size. This is also going to serve as a support for the countertop and this is just going to sit right at the end. I also ended up using some edge band just on the sides here so that it's going to look like a solid piece of wood. All you need is an iron to do this and it's just a really easy method to make everything look a little bit more seamless. I'm just adding another piece of wood here, drilling it straight into the studs, and this will act as a support cleat for our countertop to sit on. I don't know why, but I was very nervous to cut this countertop. Yes, I've cut wood a lot of different times, but this just felt different because I really did not want to mess it up. And if you're also cutting down a countertop, I have some tips for you. The first is just to flip the good side upside down. This is crucial because the other side of the blade is actually where you get the cleanest cut. And you can see here that I'm using tape on both sides. This is going to help with chipping and also allow you to mark off exactly where you need it cut. And one really important thing that I learned is that you want to use a blade with more teeth on it. So here I'm using a 60 tooth fine finish blade. So I had to go out and buy this, but if you use a standard blade that comes with your saw, that will most likely get a lot of chipping, and you really don't want that, especially with a countertop. So make sure that you have the right tools to get this job done the first time. I'm so proud of myself for cutting this straight, and as you can see, there is the raw exposed edge. I did grab an end cap kit, and this one seems pretty easy. You just take off the adhesive in the back and then just apply it along the whole edge. Wow!
Vision.
And to keep everything in place, I'm just screwing it in, and I am just loving this faux marble countertop. If you watch my laundry room makeover, this one is really similar, but I think I like the veining on this one just a little bit more. It's such a great affordable alternative to real marble, especially for an area like this that isn't heavily utilized as a kitchen. You're able to get that same beautiful marble look at just a fraction of the price, so I would highly recommend this. Oh my god. That is so good. Good morning, you guys. Today is the last day of this makeover. We're actually going to finish up the bar. The lights just came in and I'm so excited to get them up. It actually has been a week since I've worked on this. We went to LA over the weekend and we kind of just celebrated a week of being full-time on YouTube. We got to go to the beach and hang out at Universal Studios, and we also went to Disneyland. I actually met a subscriber there, so hello Viv if you're watching. That was so cool to just meet one of you guys. It was so much fun, but in the back of my mind, I was just thinking about the bar. So I'm so excited that we finally get to finish it today. And once I came home, I actually came down here right away just to look at it again. And I'm just so happy with how it's looking. Without rambling on anymore, I'm going to get the lights up, also put in the doors and the knobs, and then we can style it. Since we aren't going to hardwire these in, the installation process was really simple. After I figured out where I wanted them to go, I just marked off the placement. And from there, I just drilled in a hole for the anchors and just screwed the back plate into place. I love the brass color of these fixtures, and I love that you can also move it up or down, and this was such a great affordable find. I will link these lights below along with everything else that I'm using for this makeover in the description box in case you guys are interested. You probably noticed that I did not put a light in there, and that's because I bought these puck lights so that I don't have to hardwire it. But turns out these are just too big to fit in here, so I think I'm gonna get a rechargeable light instead and just put it in there. That way I can use it with the remote. But yeah, if you're not trying to hardwire sconces, either these or rechargeable batteries are perfect. And looking back at the footage now, I was actually expecting the glass to be more of a white milk globe and not so much just a frosted glass. So I may go back and spray paint these. I think the contrast would look a little bit better, but let me know what you guys think. Should I spray paint them or should I just leave them as is? Either way, these lights really draw your eye upwards and just ties everything in together. We are in the final stretch, so I'm just cutting down the toe kick here. This is going to cover up the base of those bottom cabinets. This was really easy to install, and it also was the last thing I needed to do before I attached all the doors back on. I drilled in new holes into the doors just for our knobs, and of course I'm using my favorite brass knobs that I've just been using all over the basement. I think it looks so beautiful with the wood tones. The bar really came to life now that this step was done, and all that's left to do is to style everything. I am so glad that I finally have a place to put all of the wine and all the bottles that people have gifted us since moving in. This is such a great place to display all of them. And it's also just the perfect spot to do what it's meant for, which is to make fun drinks and cocktails and also place food for parties. I'm adding in both functional and stylish items on the countertops and the shelves, and I'm kind of just mixing in both of mine and Brian's style, making it really classic while keeping it a bit more on the minimal side, but I'm sure that this is going to evolve as we continue to decorate it. And now it is time for the reveal. Are you guys ready to see this transformation? Here's the before in case you forgot. It was an empty wall that turned into a little bit of a mess, and I just could not be happier with this new area in our basement. It just took some DIY magic to make it happen. So without further ado, welcome to our new bar. man, you guys, I have like no words right now. I can't believe that we built this bar. It looks so good. And I can't believe this is even my basement. I'm just beyond happy and so proud of how it came out. And I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Also, let me know if you guys think that I should stain the shelf still. I think it looks pretty okay now that everything is in. And mismatched wood tones don't actually bother me, but let me know what you guys think. I can't wait until the basement is done and we can invite people over and actually enjoy the bar. So watch out for more videos coming soon. And if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe down below. And again, a big thank you to EveryPlate for sponsoring today's video. If you want to get your first box for only $1.49 per meal plus 20% off additional 2 boxes, make sure to click on my link and use my code in the description box. I'll have all the info below for you guys. And if you haven't already, make sure to follow me over on Instagram. I do sneak peeks and post on there every single day. So I'd love to connect with you over there as well. Thank you so much for watching. Stay inspired and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.